Hello, and welcome back to the STEM Center's Career Exploration Speaker Series. I am Erron Gonzalez. I'm the Academic Program Coordinator for the STEM Center. In this series, we will be speaking with different STEM professionals to hear about their career fields that they work in and getting information on what you as students need to know if you're interested in going in those fields. Today, I am joined by Dr. Viraj from Texas Biomedical. He's going to be telling us a little bit about himself. But Dr. Viraj, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm happy to be able to sit here and talk to you. But so my first question for you is, can you just tell our audience and obviously myself a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you do at Texas Biomedical?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me on your show, and it's very nice to talk to you and the other STEM aspirants who want to be in this field. Currently, I am an independent scientist working at Texas Biomedical Research Institute, and there my research focus is to work on development of vaccines against HIV. So that's how my career started. And with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, now my focus has shifted a little bit to work on research on the SARS virus, and also developing some therapeutic applications to cure this disease. So that's what is my current role at Texas Biomed.
Wow. So obviously, because of the pandemic, is that in any way or shape, affected your job or affected how you and your colleagues do your work?
Yeah, it's actually quite significantly the way we used to interact with, having seminars, one-to-one meetings, and working in collaborations, very close collaborations, and working with teammates. But now, because of the pandemic, everything has become virtual. So we have, although we do have all those things which I said, but they are all virtual. So we have virtual seminars, we have virtual meetings. Also, the time we are working is changed because due to the keeping the social distancing in mind, some of our staff is coming in the mornings and some staff comes in the afternoon. So this way, we are kind of trying to maintain social distancing, but also keep the work going. So it's affected in a way, but we scientists, or everybody comes up with his own unique way of dealing with this, and we are swimming through.
So, if I understood you correctly, are you working with the doing any research with COVID-19?
Yes.
And how's that research been going? I mean, I know you probably can't tell us a whole lot about it, but
yeah. Our institute is, as you know, is one of the only institutes in San Antonio which has the biosafety level 3 containment facility to work with such emerging pathogens. So we have a BSL-4, which we used to work with Ebola and highly pathogenic viruses, but we also have a BSL-3, which is one step lower, but is required for working or researching on coronavirus, the current pandemic. So because we have this facility, we are able to do this, test different. So what we are doing is we are testing different vaccines, therapeutics. We are also looking at making different animal models to study the virus pathogenesis. So that includes if you need to see how the virus, infects, how does the virus change or mutate, how does it spread the disease. So all these parameters are currently being studied at Texas Biomed.
Wow. That's really interesting to know that kind of stuff is being done here in San Antonio.
Yes.
And really, y'all aren't very far away from Palo Alto.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to know that, you're down the road and y'all are doing this amazing work that's going to help, not just us in San Antonio, but obviously throughout the United States and possibly the world. So that's really fascinating. So if I was a student and I was interested in going into the field that you're working in currently, what would I need to know, or what would I need to do in order to pursue those careers?
Yeah, that's a good question because a lot of people, a lot of students are asking these things. So what I would suggest is in whatever grade level you are, like for example, you're in bachelor's or master's, or you want to pursue to do PhD. Uh, this is you need to start early on and apply to institutes like us because we have a summer intern program where we kind of give students, I mean, we take students and train them on a small project where they can come in, they can get used to the different techniques we do, the atmosphere, the lab atmosphere, how to work in a lab, how to work in a containment lab. So all these things are taught, but depends on which level you join in. But it will be a great start for people who want to do their careers in science or in this, especially in the research field. It's a first thing they should do is they should apply to these summer intern programs which we have, and that then they will definitely know what do they like the program or are they interested in this work in the future, and that would give them a perspective and outlook how they want to go about doing the work.
And then I know that we've done this before, but we've taken students for field trips to your, or just to Texas Biomed in general. I don't know if they've gone into your lab settings, but that's an also, I know that once the pandemic's over and we can actually interact with you all, I'm sure that that would be another way to just get an idea of what all Texas Biomed has to offer. Because
Yes, yes. So we actually annually have a research day kind of a thing where we bring in all our close friends who are not from the research background. They are from different fields. We just invite them all to Texas Biomed and show them around. We show them our animal facility. We show them how things work in the lab, just to excite them and give them a glimpse of what's going on there. So that's one way to just be part of that group, and then the whole it's open whole day, and then we can show you around. But we also do some private individual trips for people who are interested in learning about Texas Biomed and how research is done here.
oh, that's really interesting and good to know. So that way, when the pandemic's over, we could possibly
Yes.
on getting our students out there and getting them some exposure and
Sure, yeah. Because of the pandemic, we have stopped everything. There are no visitors allowed right now. So right now it's basically closed for outsiders.
so I do want to ask if there's any students who are interested in going down this field. Do you have any encouraging words or anything that you could possibly tell them in order to go down this path and really pursue a career in research?
Well, this is the most exciting. If you ask me, this is the most exciting field because it's not like a regular job. You are in you are in research because you really want to make a difference to the society. You want to really you want to cure disease. You want to cure cancer. You want to cure. It's very fulfilling, and it's very dear to me. So people who are passionate about bringing some or making a vaccine or making a drug or curing some disease, if they have that interest, this is the field which they have to be in. If that excites you and that's what you want to do, this is the field. You can just come and it could be anything. It's not just infectious disease. We have cancer, we have neurological diseases. There are so many. Everyone is affected by something or the other. You have your loved ones who have been affected by some ailment or the other, and you really want to help them. So if this way, if you can come into this field, you can really contribute to the betterment of mankind.
So I have to ask, obviously going into research and doing what you do, you really have to be interested and have a love for that kind of stuff. But what made you go into the research?
Well, as I was always interested right from my bachelor days to understand disease processes and develop interventions or treatment for these kind of diseases. So I did my bachelor's and master's in microbiology, and then also did my then I went on to do my PhD in microbiology. And it was very at the beginning of my career that I was interested in doing this work. So all along, I knew that I wanted to be a researcher, and that's how I started. So I went to, or I took subjects which will equip me to be in this field. So once I did my graduation, I did it in India. It was to do in development of oral cancers. I was to study cancers, molecular mechanism, how cancers evolve in patients. And then I got an opportunity to come to US, where I started working on vaccines for HIV and how to cure diseases like AIDS. And this also gave me an opportunity to work with animal models, because the only animal model which is currently useful for developing vaccines for HIV is the macaque model. And Texas Biomed has a big macaque facility where you could use the animals to test your vaccines. So this way, I came into this field, and it was a very, very exciting moment. I published several papers and made some interesting findings with my vaccine, and that's how it's kept going. So for me, get a small success by doing some things. You design something in the lab and you test it in the animal model, and then you get the results what you desire. Is really fulfilling.
Wow, it's really fulfilling, and that really has to just push you to continue and
Yeah.
want to see more and want to do more with it.
And moreover, the work which we are doing is not monotonous. It's like we're going into the lab every day. We are facing with different new challenges, and we are sometimes the experiments don't go as we think they would go. We have to redesign the experiment. We have to apply our knowledge, experience, to do things differently. So it's not monotonous that you just come to a lab and you do something and you go. It's every day is a challenge. You come here, you see something new. You're basically creating new things every day in the lab. So that's also very, very exciting. That's what makes me up and come to the lab and start working.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. So before I let you go, I do want to ask, I mean, is there any last words that you have for our students, or any ways that they can, get in contact with you, or just any information that you might want to just share with the audience in general?
Sure. I would say this is a very, very exciting field. Research is really very fulfilling once you really are into it. Yes, you definitely need some training. Get the right amount of training. Come to Texas Biomed for internships if you're really interested, and then you can take the right courses and do your graduate studies, which will give you a PhD. You can join our lab, and then you can start your career. And yeah, if you need any further information, my contact information is with you. It's also available on the website. You can look it up. All our programs, what we do, different scientists have their programs listed on our website. You can look through those websites, and if you have any questions or concerns, or you want to know how things are done here, you can just email me, and I'll be very happy to answer you.
Well, it was so nice to talk to you today, and thank you so much for being a part of this. And we look forward to, hopefully, once the pandemic's over, at least having you out to campus, or if not, going out to possibly visit you in your lab, or have some of our students intern at Texas.
Sure, sure. You're most welcome, and you're free to email me with any further questions you have. I'd be happy to answer them. And thank you very much.
Thank you too.